Hello, good morning. How are our little unicorns today? I know some of you are great. I saw some of you on our show and share video this morning, which was so much fun. Today is Tuesday, May 12th, 2020. And friends, you guys are almost in pre-K. What? That's right. This is our last week of 5-day threes. We had such a good year. I know I did. I hope you guys did too. And we learned so much during the school year. We're going to do that. We're going to go over everything we learned this week, and it's going to blow your minds. You're not going to believe how much is in that brain of yours, how much we learned together, right? Remembering our school year together. We did it all as a team, T-E-A-M, team. We're all in this together, right? Our song from High School Musical that we sing, we were in it together and we learned so much. So many themes, all the alphabet, all the letters in the alphabet, numbers, shapes, colors, so much. That's just the tip of the iceberg of what we learned. We learned so much. And this week, we're going to review or go over or remember all the things that we did this school year. Our school year was 2019 to 2020. You guys started off as 3-year-olds. And you grew up, and now you're 4, ready to march your way into pre-K with all that knowledge in your head, all that confidence, all that kindness. And friends, we are so proud of you. We are so proud of you. My words can't tell you how proud Deb and I are of you. And Miss Jenny. Miss Jenny misses you too. We had all Miss Jenny and Miss Deb and Miss Britt this year. You guys got lucky. Lots of teachers loving you. But let me tell you, we are so proud of you and all that you accomplished this year during our school year. And we're going to go over some of that today. It's going to be really fun. Do you know that we learned 34 themes, 34 different topics this year? I promise. Pinky promise, right? We do our pinky promise, right? Pinky promise. We learned so much. Look at all this. All these papers. Everything in here is stuff that you learned. And we're going to go over it today. Okay? So are you guys ready? I am definitely ready. What I want to talk about first is today's show and share. It was really fun. We saw Soren and Ellis and Charlotte and Leah and Mia and May. And everybody showed us something that we talked about this year. Soren made a boat, a sailboat. We talked about sailboats. May showed us the beach. Oh, I wish we could be at the beach. And we talked about the beach and about summer. Leah showed us her friendship bracelet that had her name on it that we made in class. Ella showed us her caterpillars, where we learned about life cycles, how they're going to turn into butterflies. And Mia built a castle for Elsa and Anna, and we used to build lots of castles in our centers. And Charlotte showed us her birthday gift that she got. We celebrated lots of birthdays during the school year, and it was a really good show and share. So round of applause to everybody. And friends, that was the finale. That was our last show and share. We had a show and share every single week. And do you know why we do show and shares every single week? Because how we talk about being loud and proud and looking your friends in the eyes and using your words, using your brains, and having the confidence to get up in front of your friends and tell them what you brought and make everybody happy. And you guys did a really good job with that. You may have started out a little shy, but as the year went on, You blossomed like a big flower. You put those shoulders back and stood up tall, and you got the confidence to be loud and proud and use your words. So proud of you. So proud of you. All right, so let's get started, okay? The first thing we want to do is we want to breathe, okay? Because there's a lot of things we're going to talk about today that we already learned. It's unbelievable. I'm going to ask you guys a lot of questions. Okay, so get your breathing buddy. I have a piggy. Hello. And the piggy is from Zoo versus Farm Animals, another theme. And this little piggy is going to help me breathe. So do you guys have your breathing buddies? All right, run, go get them. All right, I got mine. Let's put it on our bellies and let's do our 4 deep breaths so we can get that brain nice and calm and ready to learn. Okay, here we go. Help me count. In through nose, out through mouth. 4. Are you calm, piggy? He's calm. I'm calm. Are you calm? All right, my friends. Soren, Lyle, Jackson, James, Ellis, May, Mia, Charlotte, Leah. Are you all ready? Our buddies from this year. We had a great class. It was 9 friends, 2 teachers. Again, it started with Miss Jenny, and then we had to say goodbye to Miss Jenny. And then we were so lucky. We had lots of substitutes, lots of different teachers coming in during the month of December, which was really fun. We had Miss Madison, who teaches us music. We had Miss Kitty, who was helping us do science projects. We had Miss Allison, our yoga teacher. And I think we even had Miss Deb one of the days. And then, lucky for us, Miss Deb loved us so much, she stayed and became our teacher. Yay! So that's how our school year went with all these people that love you so much. And those are just some of the people that love you. There's a lot. Some of the people that are proud of you. But you guys, again, you guys came in and you started as 3-year-olds and now you're 4-year-olds. And when you first started, I remember that first day and you were walking up with your mommies and daddies or your mommies and mommies or your daddies and daddies. And you guys had your blue Hey Good bags on you, and you guys just didn't know what to do yet. But time went on, and you got comfortable, and you knew the routine, and you guys knew what to do, and you raised your hand, you got loud and proud, and at the end of the year, wow, you guys are such big kids. It's so amazing. So let's get into what we learned, okay? So the first thing when you guys came in August, our first theme was our classroom, okay? And I made a coloring book for all of you guys of all the themes that we went over this year. So here is a coloring page of our classroom, okay? And you can see Map Man right there, right? So what we did, you guys came in, here's the door. No, where's the door? Wait. Yes, here's the door, and remember the Lego table was over here, and our circle time rug, and Miss Britt's easel that she used a lot, our writing center, our library, our kitchen, our sensory table, our easel, this is our sink, and all of our puzzles and art. And then this is where we all sat. We had our lunch and our snack and our pizza. And then there is Matt Man, who is a really big part of our team this year, right? Okay, so you guys came in and we talked about our classroom. Now, what did we do? Well, we took a hike outside. Do you guys remember we took a hike behind the playground and we were looking all around to see how big our school was, right? And that's when we introduced ourselves to our friends, right? I know some of you already knew each other because you had big brothers and big sisters that were in my class, or you guys were friends before, like Jackson and Lyle knew each other, and James and Leah knew each other, and May and Ellis knew each other. And I know that most of you, I think, knew each other. But we came in and we got to meet everybody, right? And we learned our names, and we also learned about our morning routine. Can you guys remember what our morning routine was? Right. You came in and you went in the hallway and you got your blue bags and you hung it on the hook, right? And then you got out your water and you got out your snack and you put your lunchbox on the ground underneath your hook, right? And we kept our hallway clean, right? We had happy hallway, so we hung up our jackets if we had jackets. And you marched into class, you got a squirt, and then you sat down at our table for our morning work, right? And our morning work was always so fun. We did stuff like Legos and Play-Doh, and we did cutting and pasting and so many fun things. And do you guys remember we had those little timers? Do you remember what the timers were made out of? If you said sand, you're correct. And we had all different colors for different times. I think we had 1 minute, 3 minutes. We had that 30-minute one that you guys always wanted to use, but we never had enough time to use it except sometimes during center time, right? And then we went over some of the classroom rules. So what were some of the rules that you guys can remember? Right? Walking feet, no running in the classroom. Raise your hand, right? Not everybody wants to talk all at once. When the bell rang, right? What did that mean? Stop, look, and listen. And most of the time it meant clean up, right? And we talked about how we walk at school, right? How did we walk at school? Did we just all run all over the place? No, we got in line, right? We got in line and we had our helpers every week. And one of the helpers was the line leader or the door holder, right? Big and strong muscles. And we had the caboose. And the caboose is just as important as the line leader because the caboose keeps the line moving and in a straight line, right? So we talked about all those things that make up our classroom. And friends, boy, we had so many things to do in our classroom. Do you remember what the different areas were called? They were called centers. That's right, centers. And in the centers, you guys got your names, and you guys had to read those names, right? Or know what color your star was. And you got your name, and you went and you put it in the pocket for the center that you wanted to go to. And I'll tell you, over the year, you got to be such big kids. At first, if you didn't go to a center that you wanted to go to, sometimes you got sad. But then you knew, because you were getting older, that if you didn't get that center the first time, you would probably get it the next time, right? So we had centers. Let's see, what are some of the centers that we had? Can you guys name them? We had the Lego center, the felt board, the light table, the writing center, the library, the kitchen or dramatic play where we had all that dress up, the sensory table where you guys got to do a lot of things with your hands and feeling things or smelling things or measuring or lots of different fun things to do in there. Sometimes we had those water balls that got bigger and bigger when you put them in water. A lot of sand, some dirt, right? We did math, we had science, we had the easel where you guys did so many good paintings, such pretty paintings on the easel. We had puzzles, and you started out as doing very little puzzles, and then you got to get bigger and harder puzzles, and then you started playing games, right? Like Chutes and Ladders and Candyland and that fishing game. And we had Play-Doh there. We also had the manipulatives, which are the blocks. We had those blocks, and we had trains and animals and a dollhouse. So many things to play with, so many choices. And you guys did such a good job playing with different friends, sharing, and learning all the different things that we had in our classroom. And we did all that in the first week. The first week. Then the next thing we moved on to was talking about our school. Trying to get the piece of paper. Our school. There's our school. And what is the name of our school, friends? Do you guys know the name of our school? What's the name? Hey Good, that's right. Hey Good Preschool. And our school has so many good things in it. Do you remember when we took a tour of the school and we looked at the chapel where you guys got a birthday surprise, and we talked with Miss Whitney and sang songs with her. We also saw the gym, right? The gym is what? Where we went when it was what outside? Right, when it was raining or it was way too cold, we play in the gym. And Lyle and Soren and I, we used to dribble the ball, and the girls used to get on the bikes. And we got that new car this year that Soren liked. And you guys played with the other classes too. So the gym was really special, but we also played a lot on the playground. Right, we did swinging, all those big pushes on the tire swing, right? We did the tickle slide when people went down the slide. We did the tickle slide. We played hide and go seek. Charlotte would go out there and sing and dance, right? And so we had a good time. We also visited our garden. Do you remember the garden? Do you remember some of the things that we picked from the garden? Some of the things, we picked lettuce one time. I have a picture of everybody holding up the lettuce. And, tomatoes, remember? And Jackson ate his tomato before he even went home. Yum, 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 yum. We also had our first show and share then. Our first show and share. And it was for National Dog Day. Ruff, ruff, ruff. Where's my doggie? I have a big doggie. Hello. National Dog Day. And you guys brought in pictures of your doggies. And we talked about our doggies. And you guys got up there loud and proud. And that was also when we talked about a really important guy in our classroom. And this is who it is. Who is this? Whoops. That's right, Matt Man. Matt Man was a big part of our team. He taught us how to write our letters and identify or know our letters and sound out our letters, right? Matt Man. What are the different lines that we need with Matt Man that Matt Man taught us? So what are his arms made out of? Big lines, right? What are his feet made out of? Little lines. What about his head? Right? Two big curves. And what about those ears and that smile? Right, little curves. And we used to make Matt Man on the circle time rug, right? And sometimes he wasn't happy, right? Sometimes he wasn't happy. Sometimes he was happy. Sometimes he was walking one way. Sometimes he had his arms out or arms up. We had a lot of fun with Matt Man. Do you remember when Matt Man had the Cat in the Hat on too? Or when Matt Man was on our door and he dressed up in different costumes? What were some of the costumes he dressed up as? My brain remembers a pumpkin or a jack-o'-lantern. I think he was Santa Claus one time, and a leprechaun, and a pilgrim, and Cupid for Valentine's Day, right? He was all sorts of fun things on our door. Well, Matt Man helped us with our letters. And our next theme, well, we still weren't at letters yet. We didn't start our letters yet. But the next theme, the next week, we talked about friends and kindness. And do you guys remember what Miss Jenny and I and Miss Deb and I said to you all year long? We said to you, if you don't learn anything in our classroom, 0, big goose egg, hello. If you don't learn anything in our classroom, if you leave our classroom kind and respectful, we did our jobs. And guess what? We did our jobs. You guys are the kindest people I know. Give yourselves a big hug. Kiss your brains. pat yourself on the back, right? And you guys did so many great things during the school year to be kind and have good friends. And when you did, you guys got to go in the treasure box, right? You got to hear us say such good things. Remember, we had shout outs where you guys did something really good and we put it on a shout out board. We also came up with the I can do it, yes I can, right? We just want you to try, not say no right away, just try your best, right? We had lots of things to make you guys know how proud we were of you, like the treasure box, or sometimes we used to give you guys chocolate or candy or cookies, and you got to pick out of the treasure box and get brag tags, right? You guys, when you left us, when the virus started, you had so many brag tags on your blue bags. It was so much fun. I don't know if you still have those on there, but it may be fun to go through those again and look at them. Okay? When we were talking about kindness and friendship, we also learned about the Elephant and Piggy books. And those were our favorite books. Miss Jenny used to read those all the time, and Miss Deb read those during our story times at the end of the day, right? And we all laughed at Elephant and Piggy. Well, they were kind and they were such good friends. And we also read other books about friendship, like We Are Better Together, right? And that's when we made those friendship bracelets. Do you remember you put your names on them, and you made one for you and one for your friend? So like Soren made one for himself, and I think he made one for Ellis, and they traded, right? I hope some of you guys still have those friendship bracelets, and that was using your fine motor skills, your fingers. Friendship. All right, after friendship and kindness, we then moved on to seasons, okay? Seasons. Here are the seasons. The seasons are fall, winter, spring, and summer. And we came up with a really fun way to remember our seasons, right? We called it our season dance. Okay, can you guys do it with me? Okay, stand up. Ready? Here we go. Fall, winter, spring, and summer, right? So fall for the leaves falling from the trees, winter, cold, so you snuggle up, spring when everything blossoms like the flowers, and summer for the sun. Very good. Round of applause. Yes, so we did our seasons dance. And it was fun because whenever we were in a circle time and you guys, we were laughing and you would tell me something. Well, one of the things that was really fun was when I said, okay, tell me a season name. And sometimes you would go, August, September. And that wasn't the season, right? What are those? Those are months, right? Months. And then I'd say, okay, tell me a season. And you'd say, Halloween. And I'd say, I don't know, friends. Halloween is a holiday. It's a holiday that's in the fall, but the season is fall, right? And another way to say fall is autumn. Do you remember that word? Autumn. And autumn starts with, my friends, the first letter of the alphabet. What is the first letter of the alphabet? Did you say A? A. A. Did you say A? I hope you said A. A was the first letter that we learned together. And it was during our theme of fall. Okay, fall. And A, we had this little A sheet. And some of the words for A are, what do you see? Alligator, airplane, acorn, arrow, ant, apple, right? So we used to color those sheets. We used to also take our Play-Doh. Where's my Play-Doh? Where are you, Play-Doh? I don't know where my Play-Doh went. Anyway, we used to take our Play-Doh. Friends, I don't know where my Play-Doh is. Anyway, all right. Well, we used to take our Play-Doh and we used to trace our letters with Play-Doh, right? That was one thing we used to do, and we did that for all the alphabets. And then we also used to pick out our words from our letter jar, and we used to read about our letter A in our sound book. So that's something that we did each week when we had a different letter, right? All right, so some of the A words we talked about. And friends, A is our first what, Jackson? Vowel, right? A is our first vowel. And when you say A, what do you do with your hands? What do you do with vowels? You use your hands, right? And you say ah, ah, A. Where is my A? A. And Matt Man said, what for A? What do we need for A? Right. 2 big lines and 1 little line, right? A, apple. And then we would take our mats after we made Matt Man on the rug. And what does the circle mean at the top? That's right. It means that's where we start our letters. So we used to get our sticks or our lines, and we used to take them and make the letter of the week. So this time we would make A, right? A. And you know what? We have so many pictures of you guys making these letters. You can go with your parents and look back at all these pictures to see what we did, right? So we take our blue boards and we make our letters with our sticks. And the first week during fall, we learned A, right? A. And we also, like I said, have so many things here. Sorry, friends. We learned about our seasons: fall, winter, spring, summer. And in the fall, what happens? In the fall, what happens? That's when the leaves fall, right? What color leaves did we see in the fall? Orange, red, yellow, brown, some green, because some trees they don't turn colors, right? And I think those were evergreens, like Christmas trees. They don't turn colors. They stay green all the time. Okay, so that was our seasons, and we watched lots of fun Sesame Street videos, and we talked about, again, a season is fall, winter, spring, summer, not August, September, October. Those are months. Not Halloween or Thanksgiving. Those are holidays, right? We talked about seasons. Fall, right? And our letter A. All right. After that, oh, we also, you know what else we did? Do you guys remember when we painted with apples? And the way that you cut an apple, you can see a little star in the middle. And we put paint on the apples and we painted with them. That was really fun. Okay, I'm going to take a sip. Do you guys want a sip? Because, boy, we learned a lot this year. I may lose my voice talking about everything we learned. All right. And you got to hear about all my silly jokes and my funny New York accent and all the times I made mistakes or I didn't spell something right. But you know what? We had so much fun. Okay. So, after we talked about seasons, we then moved into fall. Okay, so I was talking about the leaves of fall, but we were basically talking about all the seasons together, right? Fall, winter, spring, summer. Then we went specifically to fall. And in the fall, here's our coloring sheet for fall. That's when the leaves fall from the grounds. And you guys did a lot of coloring for the fall leaves. And we had that tree in our, by our sensory table in our classroom. And we put all those different color leaves that you guys made on that tree to show us fall. And And that's when we also, let's see, sorry, we also did the letter, what letter is that? B, right. So what are some of the words that start with B? Butterfly, banana, remember I had a banana phone, hello, banana phone, hello, banana, boy, and how many boys do we have in our class? 3. We had 3 boys and 6 girls. B, buzz, not the letter B, but B, buzz, right? Barn and buildings and boots. And you guys brought on your rain boots to wear to walk in puddles. And we actually made a skyline with buildings in the classroom. B. And the B with Matt Man looks like this. B. B says what? B. B. Right, B. One big line down and 2 little curves like this. And we did a lot of practicing writing our letters. But we're going to also send home with you guys for the summer tracing like we did in the writing center so you guys can keep writing your letters, okay? So that was B. And B for, again, butterfly, balloon, ball. Who am I? Britt, right? B. Baby, baby. Bzz, B. We sleep in a bed and roar, a bear, right? We read that book, We're Going on a Bear Hunt. I wonder what we'll see. Woo! All right, A, B. And we did the theme fall. This is also when we started mystery readers. Do you remember some of the people that came in for mystery reader? Lots of daddies, lots of mommies, lots of grandparents, right? Lots of fun people for our mystery reader. And we also went outside and we collected rocks. And remember we painted the rocks? And we collected rocks because it was National Rock Day. Yes, so much fun. All right, so we did letter A, we did letter B. We talked about fall and the different leaves that came down in the fall. And the next thing we talked about was a word called harvest. And friends, this is my interpretation in the middle of a pumpkin. And then you see some acorns and some apples and some wheat. Harvest. Do you remember what that word harvest means? Smart brains. What harvest means is it's when farmers or people, or anybody really, can pick and pull plants or fruits or vegetables that are ready or ripe to eat. That's what harvesting is. And so like when you guys go to a pumpkin patch and you pick your pumpkin for Halloween, that's harvest. It's the pumpkins are ready for you guys to take those and either make things out of the pumpkin seeds or pumpkin pie, or carve them and turn into what? If you carve a pumpkin and you put eyes, a nose, and a mouth on it, what does it turn into? Soren, you know this. A jack-o'-lantern, that's right. Now, jack-o'-lantern, what holiday is that from? Halloween, right? Holiday. Fall is the season, October is the month, and Halloween is the holiday where we see jack-o'-lanterns. Right. Okay, this is when we also, Miss Jenny brought in different vegetables that we can pick during harvesting. And I think some of them were butternut squash, apples, and pumpkin. And this is when we introduced you guys to, I don't know if you can see it, a bar graft. Okay, a bar graft. And we asked you guys, how many people like pumpkin, how many people like butternut squash, and how many people like apple? So if you look at this bar graph, only one person said pumpkin. 5 people said butternut squash. and 8 people said apple. So which one won? How many, what was the most that people liked? It was apple, because 8 is bigger than 5 and bigger than 1. The second favorite was butternut squash, because 5 is bigger than 1. And then the least was pumpkin. So we introduced you guys to bar graphs. And we used to take votes. Remember, we used to say, raise your hand if you guys want to play in the gym or go on the playground. And so I would say, okay, who wants to go to the gym? And you'd raise your hand and we would count. And so say 3 people wanted to go to, did I say playground? I don't remember. Playground. And then I'd say, how many people want to go to the gym? And I think, let's say 6 of you said that. So who would win? What vote would win? 6 or 3? Right, 6, because it's more than 3. So we would go to the gym. So we would do graphing and we would do voting. We had a democracy in our classroom. All that good stuff. All right, so then we also were talking about the letter C. I see you. I see. Remember, we used to do C. I see you. Funny jokes, Miss Britt. C, letter C. And C is for, what do you see on here? Cloud, cat, meow, carrot. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, yes. Excuse me. Cow, moo, cupcake. We enjoyed a lot of cupcakes in our classroom. Comb for our hair, right? Letter C. And we colored that sheet in. And what, my friends, does Matman say we need for the letter C? Did you say one big curve? You are correct. Ding, 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 ding. One big curve. Now, here's the hard question. What letter is the same sound as C, which is what? K, k. Did you say K? K, you are correct. Ding, 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 ding. K and C sound the same. C. Oh, what did B say? B, right? B for boot. These boots are made for walking. Right. All right. C is also for a shape. What shape is this? Right, it's a circle. Now, if I say what letter is it, what letter is it? It's an O. If I say what number is it, what number is it? It's a 0, right? Very good. We learned that too. We also worked with watercolors this week, and we cut and pasted, and we also, oh, my friends, my favorite C word. She's somebody in our class. Who in our class starts with the letter C? Charlotte. Who in our class starts with the letter C? Charlotte. That's right. Charlotte. We also watched Cookie Monster eat all those cookies. But he also shared, right? He shared. And we read a book called Diary of a Worm, because we need worms to make sure all of our vegetables and fruits and plants can harvest, right? Ripe and ready to eat. All right. Oh my goodness, we did more. I'm looking at all my notes. We also visited the Haygood garden, right? And we talked about that. We picked the lettuce and we picked the tomatoes, and we learned about being patient. What does it mean to be patient? That's right. It means to be calm and wait your turn, right? And sometimes that's not easy. We know. It's hard for grown-ups too. But throughout the year, you guys learned with the color monsters too, how to stay calm, make our anger go down by counting to 10, right? And be patient and wait and do what when we want to say something? Raise our hands, right? You guys did such a good job with raising your hands. I remember we would sit at the table and we do our talks. We had such great talks during our snack time and our lunch time. And you guys were so cute. You'd raise your hand at the table and not just at circle time. Awesome. So good. All right. Oh, I gotta take a breath. Let's take another sip. Okay. The next thing we talked about, friends, was the theme of trees are a-changin'. And we colored these trees all the colors of the leaves as they fell from the ground. And I've already talked about this. We got orange and red and yellow and brown and green, right? And we made that all fun. We also had in our sensory table different colored rice that were fall colors. And you guys did measuring and pouring, right? You put them in measuring cups to see how many scoops of the rice filled up a cup. And you poured it into the cup. That's math. Math. You know math, right? We used to do 5 and 5 is what? 10, right? If I have 10 and I take away 5, how many do I have? 5. Adding, subtracting, measuring, pouring, sorting, math. Craziness. This is when we also brought in the letter. Dun, 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 dun. What comes after C? Did you say D? If you said D, you are correct. We brought in the letter D. D. And what words start with D? What do you see? Donut. Ruff, ruff. Dog. Not puppy. That would be P. A door. Roar, dinosaur. Dun, 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 dun. Dinosaur. A daisy. And dice, or one die, right? We also got to eat lots of donuts in our class. Shh, don't tell anybody. Right? D. Now, what does D say? D. D. Right. And that man says we need one big line and one big curve. And do you guys remember when you used to come up to the board and write your letters in front of your friends and we would say, yay, round of applause. D. D for duck, D for door, D for daddy, and D for dance. What about our Friday dances? What is the name of our Friday dance? Can't Stop the Feeling, that's right, by Justin Bieber. Love that song. And we would march, and we would shake, and we would shake that pirate booty. Pirate booty, right. Love our Friday dance. I'm going to miss our Friday dance with you guys. Can't stop the feeling. Woo. All right. Oh, we also brought in finger painting this week. We used to take our fingers and put them in the paint and then put them on our paper. Yes. All right. After the trees, we then talked about living versus non-living things. Living versus non-living things. Here's our coloring page for that. What do you see on here that's living? A fish, right? Butterfly. The flower, friends, remember? Plants and flowers are living things. Trees are living things. Now, is a chair a living thing? Is a rock a living thing? Is a bicycle a living thing? And how do we know? How do we know this? What do we talk about? Right? Okay, living things. Where did I write this? Oh, move by themselves, right? Move. They grow. They eat. They breathe. And they make more of themselves. Okay? So what we did, we love playing games in our classroom. Love it. We used to play What You're Wearing game. What did you learn today? And we played games at circle time too. And when we did living and non-living, we played a game. Is it living? Okay? So let's try this now. If I said a girl, is a girl living? Let's see. Does a girl move? Yeah, I'm moving. Does a girl grow or change? They do, right? We talked about life cycles, how they start as a baby and they grow up to be a grown-up or a grandma like me. Only the age, not with the grandbabies yet. They eat. What's Miss Britt's favorite thing to eat? Chocolate. That's right. They breathe. You know I breathe because I keep doing that every day with you guys with our breathing buddy. They make more. So I have Max and Emma, right? Am I a living thing? Yes, I am. All right, let's do the other funny one. Cupcake. Let's see. Does a cupcake move? No, silly. Only moves if you move it, right? If you take a cupcake from the plate, move it closer to you, that's how it moves. Does a cupcake grow? No, a cupcake stays the same. Unless you could say when you put it in the oven, it grows into being a cupcake. But that doesn't grow. Does a cupcake eat? Have you ever seen a cupcake eat? Does it eat broccoli? Cupcakes don't eat, silly. Do cupcakes breathe? I would be scared if I saw a cupcake breathe. Cupcakes don't breathe. And does one cupcake make more cupcakes? Boys and girls, do I wish that was true, because then we'd have tons of cupcakes, but no, that is not true. So, is a cupcake a living thing? No, Miss Britt, a cupcake's not a living thing. And we discussed a butterfly, a ball, a tree, a flower, and a balloon, right? And we played that game, living or non-living. And that was a fun, silly game, because when we were talking about a rock, we all got the giggles. We all got the giggles. All right. We also started talking about positioning words then, because we were on the letter that comes after D. What letter is that? It's our second vowel, Mr. Jackson. Did you say E? You are correct. Ding, 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 ding. If you said E, my ear heard the right thing. Ear starts with the letter E. My eye, not I saw E. I starts with E. But we talked about positioning words. So we talked about C is in between B and D. Or C is next to D. Or D is in front of C. Or D is in back of E. Or A is the first letter of the alphabet. So many different words. Or A is on top of E, and E is underneath A. You are so smart. You are so smart. We are so proud of you. All right, E. What does Matman say we need for E? One big line. And how many little lines, friends? Uno, dos, tres. 3, right? 3. Uno, dos, tres. You guys learn Spanish. You guys learn yoga. You guys learn science. You guys learn music. You guys learned art. What didn't you learn, by the way? E for elephant. One of our favorite characters, Gerald. Elephant, Piggy and Elephant. Here are some of the words we talked about with E. Envelope. That's where you put your cards into when you make for your friends. Remember we made Valentine's Day cards for our friends? Eyes. What color are your eyes? My eyes are brown. Elephant. Egg. The eggs we eat. Right? The eggs we eat are the ones that don't have the rooster, only the hen. The number 8, we talked about that, and these are our tallies, or we talked about counting, right? We start with our pointer finger, and we don't go before a pointer, right? 1, 2, 3. I used to trick you and stop, and you used to keep counting. 4, 5. E is the 5th letter of the alphabet. E. What else? Oh, elbow. Sneeze into your elbow. And earth. Earth. We talked a lot about earth. We talked about earth during our globes and our maps. We talked about earth during Earth Day, during our solar system, right? A lot of times we talked about earth. E. All right. Oh, and this is when we started to collect nuts for the squirrels. And we needed to collect nuts for the squirrels because during the winter they hibernate, right? We talked about hibernation. We'll get to that later. They hibernate. So we had a nut bank, and we would collect nuts. And we had lots of people collecting nuts. You guys would bring those in, acorns, right? And we put them in our acorn bank, and then we gave them to the squirrels so that they had food during the winter. And our bank, we then talked about money. See how all these themes just kind of blend into each other? I say this a lot. There's a rhyme and a reason why we did what we did. A rhyme and a reason. There's a reason why we learned what we did. Okay? All right. The last one we're going to talk about today, and then I'm going to read a book that goes with it, is we then talked about zoo versus farm animals. And Charlotte Show and Share showed us some zoo animals. Okay? So here's our coloring page. And you see an elephant, and this is a giraffe. That's what they're supposed to be. An elephant and a giraffe. Where do they live? Do they live at the zoo or at the farm? I always see them at the zoo, so I would say zoo. What about a pig and a cow? Normally you have those on the farm, right? Now maybe you have a pig and a cow at the zoo sometimes, at the petting zoo, but most of the time they're at the farm. And we had a petting zoo come to Haygood, where they had an alpaca, and they had some chickens and some goats, and we pet them, and we have great pictures on Shutterfly you guys should look at. All right, so we talked about that, and we talked about how some of the animals live on the farm, and farm starts with the letter what, friends? Starts with the letter, did you say F? Right, ding, 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 you said the right letter. Farm starts with F. F, we need one line, one big line down, and two little lines. Not three, that would be a E. E and three rhyme. It's an F, and F is our quiet letter. F, f, for fishy. Right, for fish. F. Here's our F page. F is for fish. F is for flowers. F is for a flag. And F is for the number 4. F, right? F. It's also for friend. You're my friend. You're my kind friend. It's also for face. I love your face. It's so pretty and so handsome and so kind. Face. And fire truck, right? We talked about fire trucks and community helpers and careers. Friends, I'm telling you, the stuff that we learned this year is unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right. Oh, we also charted, like we did, I thought I had it with me, but we charted what animals were at the zoo and what aren't animals with the farm, and we played that game together as well. And during this time, friends, it was October 18th, and that's when the first woman did a spacewalk. First woman ever to do a spacewalk. And we recognized that and we celebrated that. And then later on we talked about spacewalks and the solar system. Whew. Are you guys tired? That's a lot. And that's only 9 of the 34 that we talked about. Unbelievable. But that's all I'm going to talk about today. And tomorrow we're going to move on to more. But before we leave, I thought I would leave us. Oh, I was going to draw. We haven't done drawing with Miss Britt. What should we draw from all the things that we just looked at? What should we draw? We already drew a butterfly. Oh, let's draw a cupcake. You guys want to draw a cupcake for C? Please? Yeah, let's draw a cupcake. I drew a cupcake with Leah the other day, and she just did such a good job. But let's draw, we could draw a couple of cupcakes. All right, so go get your paper, go get your pen, or your crayon, or your marker, or your oil pastel. and let's make some cupcakes, okay? All right, so the first thing we do for a cupcake, and I'm actually looking at this. This is a painting that Emma made when she was little of cupcakes. So we can make some cupcakes, okay? Let's make some cupcakes. So let's make 2 cupcakes. We'll make 1 cupcake that has a cherry on top and 1 cupcake that has sprinkles on it, okay? All right, so get your pen. We did this in class, right? Drawing with Miss Britt. We had our pen. We took our caps off. We let you use permanent markers. You're so big. All right? And when you were done, you put your marker up so we knew you guys were done. All right, cupcake. First thing you want to do is you want to do almost a full square, but leave the top open. Okay? A line down, a line across, and a line up. It looks like almost like a smiley face, but it doesn't have the curve. Okay? That's going to be the bottom of your cupcake. Then what you want to do is kind of like how you draw clouds in the sky. Remember how we drew clouds? I'm going to draw it first and then see if you can do it like that. It's like a cloud on top of the little square. So it's just kind of letter C's or smiles or frowns going all the way around. So you're going to curve it around like that. And just try your best, right? I can do it. Yes, I can. We always say just try. Just try your best. Don't get frustrated. This is your cupcake. All right? And then let's put sprinkles on it. So you can make circles as sprinkles, or you can make little squares or rectangles as sprinkles, or you can just do dots, right? Fun with dots. We did that too. Dots and sprinkles. And that's one of our cupcakes. And what you can do at the bottom is just do 3 little lines in the square to look like the cupcake wrapper. And then you can color the cupcake. Okay, let's make one more. Okay, so this time, let's make the bottom a diagonal line, a line across, and another diagonal line, like that. So it looks kind of more like a U or a V. Diagonal, line across, diagonal. These were straight. Okay, try that. Then, we're going to make the cupcake, and this time, instead of doing like the cloud, let's just do a big curve, like a C. So we're just going to do a big curve at the top and do a line across, like that. So there's our C. Well, I don't know if it's a C that way, but, or big frown, big curve, and a line across, like that. All right, then we're going to make the cherry on top. So make a circle at the top with a line coming out of it for the stem, like that. And then you guys can make sprinkles on that one too. So you can make, I'm just going to make square sprinkles this time on my cupcake, like that. And then you can make your 3 lines, 1, 2, 3, and the cupcake wrapper. And there, my friends, you have 2 cupcakes. Write the numbers, 1 and 2. Can you write a number 1 and a number 2? I know you can, just try. Okay, and then you guys can color them in, right? I'll just color my, let's color my cherry red right now. And some of my sprinkles on the other cupcake red, just so you can see. And if you guys draw these and color them in, send it to me. Right? Cupcakes. Let's spell cupcake. We already know it starts with a k, not a K, but a C, then a U, p, right? P, then a k, another C, A, now it's the other K, and a E. Cupcake. Cupcake. And cupcake is 2 words. Cup and cake. Cup and cake, cupcake. And what do we do in our drawings? We write our what? We write our names. B-R-I-T-T. Britt. 2 cupcakes, cupcake. Letter C. I hope you guys were able to do that. If I went too fast, just go ahead and rewind the video and you can try and do it all by yourself. All by yourself. I can do it. Yes, I can. All right. Now, I'm glad I remembered to do drawing with Miss Britt. Okay. Now, let's read this book, Going to the Zoo. Okay? Because we left off farm versus zoo animals today. And so this is a nice book to read to go along with that theme. Okay? Daddy's taking us to the zoo tomorrow. Zoo tomorrow, zoo tomorrow. Daddy's taking us to the zoo tomorrow. We can stay all day. We can stay all day. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. How about you, you, you? Can you come too, too, too? We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. Zoo, you, too. Rhyme. Very good. There they go. Zoo starts with the last letter of the alphabet. And what is that, friends? Z. See the elephants with the long trunk swinging, great big ears and long trunk swinging. Sniffing up peanuts with long trunk swinging, we can stay all day. Elephants. E. At the zoo. See all the monkeys scritch, scritch, scratching, jumping all around and scritch, scritch, scratching, hanging by their long tails, scritch, scritch, scratching. We can stay all day. Banana, banana phone. E, 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 ooh, ooh, ooh. Remember we used to act like monkeys? Big black bear is a huff, huff, a puffin'. Coat's too heavy, he's a huff, huff, a puffin'. Don't get too near the huff, huff, a puffin', or you won't stay all day. I think the bear looks just as scared as the people. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. How about you, you, you? You can come too, too, too. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. Kangaroo is a hop, hop, hoppin'. His long tail is a flop, flop, floppin'. Baby's in a pouch, all hop, hop, hoppin'. We can stay all day. You remember what a baby kangaroo is called? It's called a joey. A joey. Seals in the pool, clap, clap, clapping. Catching fish and clap, clap, clapping. Bouncing the ball and clap, clap, clapping. We can stay all day. Seals. Let's see your best seal. Right? And the seals are getting what? Fish. What's that sound? Lion is roaring. Time to eat. Lion is roaring. Now lazy Mr. Lion is a snoring. We can stay all day. We read a book called The Mightiest with the lion. Roar. I used to say, show me your best lion. Roar. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. How about you, you, you? Can you come too, too, too? We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. There's that lion snoring. Birds in the birdhouse chirping and a cheeping, flying in circles and chirping and a cheeping. Mr. Owl is quietly sleeping. We can stay all day. Shh. You see Mr. Owl sleeping. Shh. Do you know what this is? A toucan. You can. Toucan. You can't. Toucan. And I think that's a flamingo. We stayed all day and we're getting sleepy, sitting in the back seat, sleepy. Home already and we're already sleepy. We have stayed all day. They're tired. We've been to the zoo, zoo, zoo. So have you, you. You came to. We've been to the zoo, zoo, zoo. All the animals are waving. Bye-bye. Mom is taking us to the zoo tomorrow. Zoo tomorrow, zoo tomorrow. Mom is taking us to the zoo tomorrow. We can stay all day. Do you think Daddy's going? I don't think so, friends. He looks pretty tired. Pretty tired. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. How about you, you? You can come too. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. And Mom is setting the alarm so that everybody can wake up to go to the zoo. And that, my friends, is the end of our circle time today. All the things that we learned so far, remembering our school year together. And tomorrow for Wednesday, we're going to even talk about more that we learned. More that we learned. I think tomorrow is author study with Mo Williams. Who's the author? What books? We'll tell you tomorrow. Pretend versus real. Healthy eating. Exercise. Thanksgiving. Money. Do you remember how much a quarter is? Don't tell me. Wait for tomorrow. And hibernation and winter. And holidays around the world. Okay? That's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. So friends, I love you. You're so kind, so smart, and you guys can color your 2020 coloring sheet and little unicorns. I will see you tomorrow. Have a good day.